let's go nitpick at some book to movie adaptations because that's what we like to do. Hello everyone, it's Kayla and today we're discussing the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children movie. If you haven't seen this movie yet, I would give it a C. I really wasn't a big fan of it, and it goes further than just like nitpicky things that I always pick at my favorite books that become movies. It turned something that could be really serious and action-packed into almost something comical. It seemed very childlike. I just wasn't a big fan of it in general. I think the acting was a little poor, and I understand there's budget constraints, but there was a lot of things that I didn't like about this movie, but it was still okay. It's hard for me to give it lower than a C because I did like the book a lot, and I am happy that we at least got to see what could have been. That's really all I can say about the movie. If you haven't read the book and you're going to see the movie, we follow a boy named Jake who has a grandfather who has always told him stories when he was little about this peculiar family that he lived with, and as Jake grows up, he thinks it's more of a lie and maybe a hallucination from post-traumatic stress from going to war in World War II. But then we find out that these people do exist, and we go on a big journey with all of them, basically. That's all I can really tell you without spoiling. If you've already seen the movie or you don't really care to see the movie and just want to see what I thought about it, then you can go ahead and stay. So, in the first few minutes of the movie, I really did think it was going to be like the book. If you watched the trailers before you saw the movie and you've read the book, then you know that Emma has air powers and Olive has fire powers. I don't understand why we switched that up at all. I don't know why it was better for him to not be with Emma, who's like fierce and amazing. Like, as a fire user, she's really cool, but like with air, I really think the only reason that she had the air capability was so they can make that scene where she's like blowing all of the air out of the ship, which I think that is a wrong idea, to just try and make things up to fit a certain cool thing you want to do. So they are switched, and the children on the island make it seem like when there's a loop, you have to do the exact same thing every single day, which isn't true. The things will happen, like the bomb is obviously going to come. There will be things that repeat themselves because it's the day over again. But the children don't stick to the same activities every single day. They go out and do whatever in the town. And we saw that, I think, from Millard's like notes that he kept, like different things that happened. And they would go like create a ruckus in the bar or something like that every day. They don't just stick to the same routine. Like when Emma took that squirrel and like popped it back in the tree, she's like, oh, yep, every day, and they don't have to do it every day. I'm just going to start with, I'm doing the book to movie adaptation problems first, and then we'll get into the other movie problems. In the first 5 minutes, we see Jake at Smart Aid. He is doing that tower of adult diapers that he talks about in the book, and he didn't have his little best friend that has the, old Crown Vic to drive him everywhere, but we do have his, manager or something driving him to Grandpa's. We see this disarray in the house, and it looked really legit, especially when we saw the hologas. The hologas looked really good. It was exactly how the book described it. I always forget when I'm reading the book how tall they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be super tall, and then we saw that in the movie, and that was really good, and it kind of, helps me imagine it in the book more, that I can see it, in front of me instead of having to, make up something with my mind. Then we look back down at Grandpa, and his eyes are gone, and that's just when everything spirals downhill. So, comment below if this is really what happened in the movie. I'm still a little confused about what they say happened in the movie, but basically, they wanted to do that experiment, I think, for immortality, so they take a peregrine, one of the inbrings, not a peregrine specifically, but an inbring, and they put her in this cage, and they had to put these face masks on that looked like gas masks, And if y'all have ever watched Doctor Who, it really reminded me of that Who's My, like, Where's My Mummy episode, which really creeped me out. So, yeah, that, I was like, no, stop, don't do this. They put on these weird masks things, and somehow they get this power from the bird to make themselves immortal. But it goes wrong, and they start turning into hollow gas. And the thing is, the mask is on their eyes, so that's like how their eyes are gone, and they lose their eyes from it. And then they find out, hey, we don't have eyes, so if we eat peculiar eyes, then we get to be our normal selves. So I guess that's their explanation of a white. We actually never hear the word white in the movie. We don't know what whites are. There's no explanation of them. And also, it looked like it was just those 8 people that became hologas / whites, and we don't really get, like, any backstory, because we know in the books there are whites everywhere. There are so many. And in the movie, it kind of explains, like, there's all these hologas too roaming around, but we don't understand where they come from. That was a really big problem with me, and the whole eating eyes thing was so weird. What we know about hologas from the book is they just, like, eat everything, and peculiar blood or whatever's in peculiars does make them stronger, but they will eat anything. And they say that in the movie. They're like, oh, they are after peculiars, but they will destroy anything in their path. Then we have that ridiculous scene at the little carnival, like Coney Island sort of thing, and they are chucking these things at the hologas so that they can see them, like the paint and all of that. And the hologas are walking through herds of people, and the people are just like bumping into them and like, oh, what did I just bump into? But the hologas aren't even eating them. You can bet your bottom dollar those hologas would have been eating those people. I know that in movies they can't always stay true to the book, and it's a movie. They didn't say, hey, this is going to be exactly like the book. But the thing is, if you have a book that's so popular that they're like, hey, let's make a movie from this, why would you try to change so many things for the movie? Because obviously it's the book that they like, so they're probably going to like the movie if you keep it like the book. Jake and his dad are going to Karen home, and that part was fine. Like, the 2 rappers were really funny. I forget that they'll have more like a Welsh accent. I think it's in Wales. And it was really funny to hear them rap. They changed the ending of the book drastically in the movie. I don't think that they expected to make a second and a third movie, so they just put them all in one. Miss Peregrine is captured. Miss Avocet is like helping them, and they go to rescue Miss Peregrine, but they've got all these hologas after them. Jake takes charge and is killing all these hologas because, of course, he's the only one that can see them. We have to travel loops because ours gets destroyed, and whenever we get into the 2016 loop, that's what I was confused about, because they were in 2016, but we're not sure if it's a loop in 2016 or not. And what I was confused about, even if it was a loop, since it is in 2016, wouldn't they still age up to 2016? Or does that not happen if they're safe in a loop? Like, it doesn't matter what year the loop is in, as long as they're in one. But if they were in, like, non-loop 2016, then they would age. I was confused about that. This is when I really started having problems with the movie. We turned this whole hologas chase to get Miss Peregrine into a comical, sort of whimsical, stupid thing. We have Olive, who in the movie has her little fire things. First of all, why is she wearing fireproof gloves? That honestly just looked ridiculous. It did not look good. I didn't like the way her character looked at all. And just the way, like, the black gloves, it was weird. It made her look like an evil scientist, sort of. Whenever we're with Baron and they're trying to kill him, firstly, why is it so hard to kill this guy? We've got, like, 10 peculiar children. They could have definitely killed him by now, but we're turning it into this, like, comical, like, no matter what we do, he can't be killed thing. And Olive, at one point, just taps his jacket and starts it on fire, and then all he does is take the jacket off. In the book, our Emma, with fire, can literally take her hand and melt someone's face off. So, that was they downgraded that a lot. They kind of made their powers seem not very helpful at all. We've got this techno dance music playing in the background as we're trying to defeat the Hologhast, which made it seem really dumb and didn't make it seem as sort of life or death as it was. And that was just super annoying to watch. I just wasn't happy with it. Me and my friend both had read the book when we went and saw it, and just the whole movie we kept looking at each other and we're like, what is going on? Then we have this scene where we're inside the carnival thing, and we've got these two other whites. And so apparently, whites can also keep their peculiarity once they are a white. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if I just forgot it from the book, but one of the white women, she is half rat. That was weird. Enoch puts this heart into this elephant, and it's charging at Baron, and nothing happens with that really. Samuel L. Jackson played Baron. His character was really dumb too. He's like, you'll never defeat me, blah, 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 blah. It made it seem very childish, like Dr. Doofenshmirtz off Phineas and Ferb. Okay, this guy may think he's bad, but he's actually an idiot. We defeat them and we get this whole mess sorted out, and the movie ends, and that's basically it. I honestly don't remember the exact details of what happened at the end of the movie, and I was gonna go see it again just so I could talk better about it, but I didn't want to spend another $10 at the movie theater for a movie that I didn't even like. Those are really my thoughts on Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Leave me what you thought of it below. I think it's fun to nitpick at movies, especially book-to-movie adaptations with other people, because it's good try, but don't do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to go down and subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!